weekend. It is Friday, May 30th, and feeling very warm. Summer is approaching, and today here in town it's going to be in the 90s and tomorrow the 80s, so it's feeling very summery right now. So I'm excited about that. And I have an update for you and just some doodaddling around the apartment. I think that's the first time I've ever used the word doodaddling, but we'll keep it. I think it's a keeper. So anyway, hopefully you're down to hang out with me for the weekend. I hope I can make you smile, give you something to do, give you something to think about, and enjoy. First of all, my updates. As you may know, I moved into this new apartment about a month and a week ago, and after just a couple of weeks of living here, my housing was being threatened by some confusion and legal snags and just a little bit of bullying. It was quite an ordeal. It really took a toll on my mental health just because moving in and of itself, especially since I hadn't planned on moving, can be or is very highly stressful. I didn't make a huge move. I'm still in town and just a few blocks from where I used to live, but yet and still it was a big move. And then just as I had put everything away and gotten everything in place, I get a message saying that I might have to move and we might have to end the contract. So needless to say, I was stressed beyond stressed, and it just sent me in a tailspin. But I have, lots of people praying for me, and I was able to find some representation and get some help and get things hopefully all ironed out. And yesterday I got the news from my lawyer that it seems like everybody's on the same page and things are going to be done right, and things that were wronged will be corrected. And I am very happy that that seems to be coming together. The other party has a week to kind of do their part and get things in order. So still kind of up in the air, but it looks like it's headed towards the right direction. Whew. That means I can relax into my apartment, really put down some roots, and get on with my life. So praise God. That is such a huge burden lifted. I can't even tell you what I was going through, but I've got family and friends and community. I've got God. I've got therapists who I got legal representation, and everybody was working together to keep me sane and keep me housed and keep things fair. So that was really a help, and I'm coming out on the other side of it feeling just so relieved, so hopeful, and ready to, like I said, move on and get on with life. So I have some just weekend bits and bobs to bring you along for, and I hope you make yourself right at home and enjoy this journey with me. So let's get to it, and yeah, let's go. So first of all, I have this big old rug sitting in my kitchen floor. It's something I scored from Facebook Marketplace, and it's either a blessing or a biohazard. I have not unrolled it yet, but we're gonna do that today, put it in the backyard. I had a plastic woven rug that was outside under my little bistro set, and it didn't work out. It's very windy in this town, especially in our little backyard area. We are 4 tenants in this little complex. It's very cute, and there's one long backyard area, but it's fenced off to divide everyone's little backyards into their own space, but it has one common walkway, and that walkway is like windy. It's like a wind tunnel. So the little rug that I had placed out there, it was so cute. It had like a really cute design and colors that I loved. So I loved it, but it was too lightweight, and the wind would just pick it up, flip it over all the time. And in the rug flipping up, then the chairs, because right now I just have plastic chairs, and they would flip up, so it would just cause this mess. And I was trying to tape it down and weigh it down, and it just didn't work. So I returned that, and have to replace it with this jute rug. It's a nice jute, so I love jute. I always have, and it's heavier, so I'm hoping that it'll be better for the weather outside. And yeah, I'm hoping that'll work. It's free, and I got it off of Facebook Marketplace, so I have not unrolled it yet. It doesn't smell or anything, but I have no idea what we're going to discover when I unroll that bad boy. So it could be, I don't know. It was kept outside, said the owner. So there could be bird poop or dog pee or spilled wine, a pentagram. It could be anything on there. So we are going to discover that together. I'm praying that it is just perfect. It could be a little dirty because it's for outside, so we'll just clean it off, but I'm hoping for no horrible like blood stains or an outline of a body or anything like that is on there. So we'll see. But also what I'm going to install in the backyard this weekend is a bright green sail shade that I've ordered with the money that I got back from returning my rug, because that's how the budget is for this summer. But I'm excited to get that. I really wanted an umbrella. A couple of my neighbors have umbrellas back there because the sun does beat down in the late afternoon. But umbrellas and the base that you need to keep them grounded are expensive. Your girl ain't got that kind of money right now. So I went for this sail shade that I'm hopefully going to fix to the back fence and to my little overhang on the back porch. So I've never had one of those. I don't know how it's going to work. That's what I'm going to be doing, and also a little more do-daddling around the apartment. I am flying solo as usual, and I don't have any plans or any money for plans, so we are kicking it at the house this weekend. But I can do that because I live here, and and it's going to be a long time that I can live here. So now that my apartment is not being dangled over my head, and I have that freedom, I can spend the weekend at my apartment, so that feels good. It's my favorite place to be anyway. So okay, friends, we have had to make a pivot. I was all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to get that rug pulled outside and roll it out and see what we've got, and my energy just plummeted. I tanked, and so I am sitting down. I can hear my neighbor's puppy, but I'm sitting down. I am hydrating. I've got some water in here with some electrolytes, low sodium, sugar-free, peach flavor. So hopefully that'll get me hydrated and get some energy back up. But in the meantime, I have my paperwork and bills and everything kind of lined out on my coffee table, because I had planned on working on my budget this weekend anyway. So while I'm sitting, I might get to that so that I can still be productive, but physically my body is not having it. So since we're sitting here, I might as well share with you. For the last few years, I have really been struggling with chronic pain and chronic fatigue, which I kind of think stems from the chronic pain, or they're connected somehow. But I've also had years and years of troubles with anxiety and depression, all of which I'm working for. I'm under so many therapies and being seen by professionals for all of those things. But in the meantime, while I work on it, it can really disrupt my days. So just like things like this, when I plan on doing a little project, even if it's the littlest thing, suddenly my body will say absolutely not. That could be just temporarily. I don't necessarily have to give up or cancel a project or a thing or an activity. Sometimes it means I just need to take a nap first. Sometimes it means I need to sit, hydrate, eat, go outside and get some fresh air, like shift and pivot and do different things and come back to what I wanted to do. So I just have to adjust, and I can still get things done and live a full, productive life. It's just a lot slower. So I figured, since we are at this place where I had to pivot today and stop doing something that I was excited to get to, I would chat with you about what it looks like and how to go through this, because it's something that's not very visible and out front. I don't have any crutches or a wheelchair. I don't take tons of medications. I'm not bent over. I'm still flexible, like I can bend and reach and move. But there's certain things that I can't do right now with my back pain. I can't stand for more than a minute. Now I will, because most of the time I have to, but I'll start shifting after about a minute. I'll start holding my back, and my breathing gets shallow because all my attention is going to that back pain, and I get frustrated and distracted. So even like standing in line at the store is very difficult. Standing and chatting with somebody is very hard. But again, you can't see it. Like I look perfectly okay. So it's really hard to get people to understand where I am and why I feel like I need to sit down suddenly, or why I cut a conversation short, or why I have to order some groceries online sometimes. Not that I need to explain my life to anyone, but it is hard to get people to understand where I am when I'm not functioning normally. I have had to cut something very special out of my life, and that's dance. I have been involved with Polynesian dance for over 20 years, and yes, I go in and out. I have times where either I'm too busy doing something else, or there's an injury that I need to heal up from, but I always come back. And even when I do pull out, I usually am practicing slowly at home. But for the last a little over a year, I have not been dancing at all. No performing, no practicing, not really even attempting it at home. And that breaks my heart, because it's something I love to do, and it actually heals me in different ways. So the fact that my body won't let me do something that I love so much is just heartbreaking. But I believe that this is all temporary. Like even the levels of the anxiety and depression, the chronic pain, the chronic fatigue, I think that my body needs to heal from years of some emotional stresses and some physical stresses. I've gone through quite a bit in the last few years, and I have a really tender heart. I'm very sensitive, so I think my body really takes on all of my stresses and distresses and depression and things like that. So it's not that I have to give up on life. It's just that I have to adjust and I have to slow down and I have to really pay attention to what my body is saying. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure there are many of you who are out there with unseen ailments or conditions or situations that you're going through that are highly stressful and just take a lot out of you, and you have to adjust to your life. You have to slow down. You have to say no to things that you love and you want to do. Maybe you've had to go on disability. Maybe you've had to take time off work. Maybe you've had to pull away from certain social things and nobody really gets it. You have to explain yourself over and over again, or you just get exhausted and say, forget it, I don't want to explain myself. They're just going to have to do without me or be frustrated with me. And that can be a very isolating place. So I just want to encourage you. I'm going through it too. I'm not like an expert on this, but I am very proactive in going after my healing. I believe in healing, both miraculous and like medical, holistic, natural, all of it actually. So I believe in healing. I believe I can and will heal. And in the meantime, I have to slow down. I have to adjust to what my body says. Right now, I am not working full time and I am hurting financially because of it. But I have to count my blessings in that I don't have a boss hanging over me or a project deadline or coworkers counting on me right now. If my energy tanks in the middle of the day, I can see to it that I'm taken care of, whatever that looks like. I can take care of myself and I don't have to worry about the pressures of, an employer wondering why I can't get through my day. Why is my energy tanking? And I just can stop and take care of myself and the projects that I have going on, or the little part-time little gigs that I have, gigs and projects that I have. I can set it aside and come back to it. And while the financial struggle is very real, I appreciate that God can use this time to restore me physically and emotionally and spiritually. So maybe that's kind of how we have to look at it. Like, what good could be coming out of so much pain and frustration and sadness and anxiety? Like, what could be good about that? And sometimes we have to see these shortcomings as the flip side to our superpowers. Like, one of my superpowers is that I'm very sensitive and empathetic toward others, which is why I tend to be in caregiving positions, either with seniors or children or babies. I'm usually in a caregiving job. And I believe that compassion comes from my own struggle with depression and loneliness. So if I didn't have that experience with deep sadness and loneliness, then I couldn't really tap in to the hearts of other people when they need me. That depression, that anxiety has given me this sensitivity to the needs of others and this compassion and an immense patience with other people who are going through hard things or who are limited in their abilities. And so that is also my superpower. As hard as it is not being able to move and function and get things done like I want to, is a superpower in that it slows me down to not just put a band-aid on what's going on with my body, but to really stop and slow down and really heal and listen to my body. I'm stewarding this vessel that God has given me to live in, and I can't just push through pain. My body won't let me just push through grief or frustration or unfairness. It makes me have to stop and really pay attention and tend to my own needs, which is such a blessing because sometimes when we try to push through sickness or push through pain, we end up making the matter worse. It turns into something else chronic because our body is going to get our attention. So that having to slow down and take care of ourselves can actually be a superpower also. So my encouragement to you is that whatever it is that ails you, whether it's an emotional or mental illness, whether it's something physical or all of the above, is to see how God's hand could possibly be in it. Like, what beauty can we draw from this? And I don't mean this in a trite, happy-go-lucky, think positive kind of way. I really mean it in a deep, rich, real, tangible, practical way. Like, I'm not talking about positive thinking, but I'm talking about faith and presence, about facing hard things instead of trying to flee from them, which 9 times out of 10 usually makes matters worse. But I believe there can be gold in the really hard things of life, and we can still live magical, beautiful, wonderful, full lives that look a little different than the way we dreamed or imagined or hoped things would turn out. So I do hope that that encourages you and that we can walk through this together and with some empathy and understanding and compassion. What's really important is that although I am a huge supporter of really feeling your emotions and going through the hard things and not positive thinking our way out of our hardships, I also don't want us to become victims and wallow therein. And I believe the only way we can do that is to purposely, intentionally find the good and the beauty in each day, in each moment that we can. And I know it's harder for some than for others because of our environment, because of our situations, because of, bad relationships or the people that we surround ourselves with. But I urge you to try because it can make the difference in the quality of our lives. We're already being robbed of energy and movement and freedoms that we've had to let go. So let's not be consumed by our conditions or by our pains and limitations. They are true. We must face those things. However, I think we can also still maximize our time and our days and fill it with just so much goodness. I think personally, this is where my creativity comes in. I'm constantly surrounded by music. I'm always making art. I'm always singing and playing my ukulele. I write songs. I journal. I have plants both inside and outside where I can constantly be delving into life and making my life as rich and colorful and joyful as possible. So whatever your gifting is or whatever you have, whatever resource you have at your fingertips, please take advantage of it and use it to your benefit at this time because we need it. We need to love on ourselves and to really care for our hearts while we're going through this process. So while I had this productive weekend planned to make a fun video for you all. I don't know, like we'll see. I still want to take you along for my weekend, but it might look very different. So we'll see what unfolds, and we'll find the beauty in whatever I tape this weekend, and hopefully it'll be something remotely inspiring. But I just feel better talking about it, and I hope that you feel better too. I hope that those of you who aren't going through similar things can have some compassion towards the people in your lives that are struggling with these things. And but anyway, so here goes a weekend of who knows what. 34, 36.
That looks like a dead body.
I promise it's not.
Tubing, how to get away with murder. No.
Right. After getting some rest and grabbing something to eat, I got a burst of energy and a little bit of strength, so I was able to get to this rug reveal after all. My first little lantern came on for the evening. I'm very happy with the rug. No stains, no smells, no weird stuff. And it just adds texture and coziness to my backyard space. And I'm happy to say I still have a little energy left to do some late night cleaning before heading to bed. Okay, it is late in the day, Saturday. It's 3:30 and I decided to be wise and not start getting to work till later in the day today. Plus, the thing I was waiting on didn't get here until now, so that left me the morning to cut up some refreshing watermelon and just kind of pitter patter around the house. And I did some cleaning and straightening, but just kind of kept it low. So here it is. It's still all wrapped up. This is my sail shade that I'm gonna try to hang in the background, in the backyard. And I really hope this works. I have a hydrangea out there that is suffering because it needs shade, and then when I go out there, I'm suffering because I need shade. So yeah, I hope this works. I love this color. Green is my favorite color, like pretty much every shade of it, but probably this like lime green chartreusey is my favorite shade of green. So it should look nice and bright back there and welcoming. I might have you along to make a shea butter. I use shea butter on my skin, especially in the summertime. I just have really dry skin, so I use the regular raw, but I melt it down and add little things that I want to, whether it's essential oils or turmeric. I'm going to put some turmeric oil in it today, and I don't think I'm going to add any fragrance or anything. But the turmeric is a good anti-inflammatory, both for topically and inside. So that'll be good to put on my skin for this summer. So I might have you along with me for that. And yeah, we'll just have our little weekend in the house. And it's not all about work and productivity, but I'm excited to get these little projects done so we can hang out in the backyard more and be more relaxed and comfortable, since the sun is starting to beam down and summertime is kicking in. So yeah, so we'll see. Happy Sunday. Saturday kind of got away from me. I was being a zombie around the house, and my sail shade came. And it's so cute. It's so bright green and happy, and it's a triangle shape. And I tried to, like, I don't know, it was probably midnight. I was out in the backyard trying to hang it up, and I don't think it's gonna work back there. I think I don't have 3 points to anchor it to, so I'm gonna try and play with it a little bit more today, but I am super sad about that. So anyway, I am up late today because I didn't go to sleep till probably 5, just the way it was. And so I am daddling around the house. I'm going to, actually haven't been downstairs yet, and I need to feed my fishy Jeremy, but I'm going to fold up some of my laundry, tidy up my room a bit, and then head downstairs and get the day started. So here I have some shea butter, coconut oil, turmeric oil, and a little bit of citrus essential oil. This is not a tutorial, I'm just winging it. I've done this a lot and my measurements are different every time. I'm usually pretty happy with the results, but I don't have any exact measurements or anything for you. Just cleaning and prepping the doorway so I can install a little screen to put on my back door. Well, homies, thank you for hanging out with me this weekend. I didn't get everything that I wanted to get done, but I was still pretty productive and was able to let my body and my mind rest and heal. Also, thank you for letting me share from my heart about chronic pain and chronic fatigue and all of the ups and downs that go with that. This is all part of tending the treasure garden, that inner life, the heart of who we are. And I hope somehow you got something out of this that speaks to your soul and inspires you. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.